Right now at noon, an effort to recall Governor Tony Evers is unsuccessful, and Democratic senators are making their final attempts to stop the confirmation of Amy Coney Barrett to the Supreme Court.
This is News 3 Now at noon.
Good afternoon, I'm Mark Kane. Welcome to News 3 Now on this Monday. Hope you all had a good weekend. Topping the news today, the organizer of an effort to recall Wisconsin Democratic Governor Tony Evers says it has failed. Misty Polzinski posted on the Recall Evers petition Facebook page today that not enough signatures were collected. She did not say how close the group came to meeting the nearly 670,000 signatures needed to force a recall election, but she says the petitions collected will be destroyed in part so those names of those who signed them will not become public. Tuesday was the deadline for the group to submit the required signatures. Early voting records are being shattered across the country as the presidential election heads into the final stretch. As Bate Iman reports from the White House, the two candidates not only differ on the key issues, but they differ on how they're handling the final 8 days of the campaign.
President Trump arrived in Allentown for a full day of campaigning in Pennsylvania.
So we have a big event. We have 3 of them today, but this will be a group of people that we know very well.
The Keystone State is critical to the president's bid for a second term, and he has some ground to make up. The average of polls there shows Democratic presidential nominee Joe Biden with a 5-point lead.
I think we're going to win Pennsylvania by more than we did last time.
Those numbers are closer than they were a week ago, as the president holds multiple rallies a day, and Biden has had multiple days without a public campaign event, including today.
He's waved a white flag on life. He doesn't leave his basement.
I feel superstitious when I predict anything other than it's going to be a hard fight.
CBS Evening News anchor Norah O'Donnell asked the former vice president about the perceived lack of enthusiasm surrounding his campaign during an interview with 60 Minutes that aired last night.
Do you think there are a lot of people who are going to vote for you simply because you're not Donald Trump?
Well, I hope there's going to be a lot of people vote for him because of who I am, but I think the contrast between Donald Trump and me is about as stark as it can get.
Vice President Mike Pence is also very active on the campaign trail with several events today despite a second COVID outbreak at the White House involving his aides. The vice president's chief of staff, Mark Short, outside political advisor Marty Obst, and 3 additional aides recently tested positive for COVID-19. Mr. Pence's press secretary said while Vice President Pence is considered a close contact with Mr. Short, he will maintain his schedule because he is essential personnel. Bate Iman, CBS News, the White House.
And the Trump campaign announced that Mike Pence's wife, Karen, is heading to Wisconsin this week. Second Lady Karen Pence will headline a Make America Great event in Waterloo on Wednesday at River's Edge. We have more information on our website, channel3000.com. A new poll from UW-Madison's Election Research Center and YouGov shows former Vice President Joe Biden with growing leads over President Trump in several battleground states just days before the election. The most recent ERC survey conducted between October 13th and October 21st found Biden leads President Trump among likely voters in Michigan, Pennsylvania, and Wisconsin. The margin of error for the survey among likely voters was around 4 to 4.5%. Biden's lead in all 3 states are outside that margin of error. A chilly start to the week. Let's head to the Weather Center. Meteorologist Hattie McClan has a look at your first warned forecast. Kind of below normal.
It is well below normal. We should still be hitting highs in the 50s, and we're going to be well away from that today. Take a live look from the WICTV sky camera. I have the camera pointed to the west to see any clearing that may be taking place, but we're not able to see it yet. That clearing line is not too close to us here in Madison. Here's what it looks like in Platteville. Pretty cloudy there as well. Good news, though. The snow has come to an end. That little bit of snow that we had this morning, we'll check those amounts coming up in Maine weather, but no more snow in our forecast for today. Statewide, temperatures are chilly all around. Some spots still in the 20s today. Wausau and Rhinelander right now still at 29 degrees. We're not much better here in Madison. We're just at 31. Now our temperatures will climb a few degrees, but not much. We're topping in the mid-30s today. I do expect the clouds to begin to clear out late today, but that northwesterly wind, it's not terribly strong, but it is going to keep a chill in the air. Coming up in Maine weather, we'll talk more about those wind chill numbers Mark, it's the first time this year I've had to mention those two words together.
Here we go. All right, Addie, thank you. We'll see you in a few minutes. The Supreme Court is expected to have 9 justices again by tonight. The Senate is ready to confirm appeals court judge Amy Coney Barrett to replace Justice Ruth Bader Ginsburg. Barrett's confirmation has moved along despite Democrats' attempts to stop it or slow it down. They accuse Republicans of a reprehensible power grab and warn that everything from health care to abortion rights is on the line. Democratic Senator Tammy Baldwin from Wisconsin says that Amy Coney Barrett will likely overturn the Affordable Care Act, which impacts Wisconsinites.
If the Affordable Care Act is overturned, over 133 million Americans with pre-existing health conditions could stand to lose their guaranteed protections or be charged more, including more than 2 million Wisconsinites who have pre-existing health conditions.
Republican Senator Ron Johnson says that Barrett is a wonderful person, a brilliant legal mind, and a judge who's committed to applying the law, not altering it. Wisconsin is expected to hit 200,000 confirmed COVID-19 cases today. Right now, we have 198,226 confirmed cases, including 1,793 deaths. Over 40,000 of those cases remain active. Coronavirus cases are rising in 44 states nationwide, including Wisconsin. No states are seeing declines, and in the last 2 weeks, half of all U.S. states have set single-day records for new cases. Last week, UW Health announced that it will resume the trial of its experimental coronavirus vaccine. The trial has been on hold since September. The trial was paused after a volunteer in Britain developed a neurological condition suffered by one of the participants in the vaccine clinical trial around the world. Dr. Jeff Poloff says trial resets are common.
When we do have a vaccine that gets approved and the world scientists say, yep, this one's safe, this one's effective, here's all the data, that's going to be a true statement. There isn't going to be the ability to maybe ram a vaccine down people's throats based on other motives.
Our recent poll showed a sharp decrease in the number of Americans who would get a vaccine right away. After his nearly perfect performance during his starting debut for the Badgers, quarterback Graham Mertz has been named the Big Ten's Co-Offensive Player of the Week and the Big Ten Freshman of the Week. Mertz completed 20 of his 21 passes for 5 touchdowns to lead the Badgers to a 45-7 victory over Illinois. His start this Saturday against Nebraska is in doubt after reports say Mertz tested positive for COVID-19. We're still awaiting the results of a second test, but today, Coach Paul Chryst says he expects the game to go on this weekend. There's more to come on News 3 Now at noon. I'm next. We'll see what Howard's working on in the Mr. Food Test Kitchen.
This is the time of year when we start craving meals that are hot and comforting. So with that in mind, we thought it'd be fun to whip up a casserole that's just that.
Early voting is open in Wisconsin. You can same-day register and vote at an early voting site near you. Bring your photo ID when you go. The Democratic National Committee is responsible for the content of this advertising.
Attention homeowners, we started with 50, then 30. Now we've reached the final days looking for 20 homeowners who need a new bath or shower. We want to evaluate our showers and walk-in tubs in real homes for safety and convenience. Convert your old bath into a new walk-in shower or choose a walk-in tub with relaxing hydrotherapy. Call Mad City Baths, Wisconsin's #1 ranked remodeler. Final days to be one of 20 homeowners who save with 75% off labor, plus 60 months no interest. Receive a bonus $100 Walmart gift card with purchase, and you'll be compensated for your time. Call during this program for a $50 Amazon gift card with your free in-home estimate. Throughout Madison and South Central Wisconsin, have your zip code and location ready to qualify. Dial 608-729-4466. That's 608-729-4466.
Because talk is cheap. Let's look at what Joe Biden's done. During the last economic crisis, President Obama trusted Joe to lead the recovery and bring us back. Now he has the plan to do it again, to revive and reinvest in jobs and real help for middle-class families. He'll listen to experts to get control of the virus so we can build back even better. Joe Biden, a president to get it done. FFPAC is responsible for the content of this ad.
I'm a mom, a grandma, and a business owner. our family repaired 3 barns and a 100-year-old farmhouse for our small business. I was raised to believe in hard work and that a person's word is sacred. As your assemblywoman, I'll work hard for our small towns and family farms, to rebuild our schools and main streets, and be your fiscal watchdog to make sure our tax dollars come back to work for us here at home.
Wisconsin weather can be frustrating. Get the latest forecast, alerts, and detailed traffic reports from the News 3 Now team. Download the Channel 3000 Firstborn app, sponsored by Group Health Cooperative, and be prepared for anything headed our way.
Early voting is open in Wisconsin. You can same-day register and vote at an early voting site near you. Bring your photo ID when you go. The Democratic National Committee is responsible for the content of this advertising.
One of the requests we get from so many of you is for easy casseroles that are budget-friendly. Well, we've been listening. That's why today we're whipping up an old-fashioned cottage pie that's cozy and satisfying. The first thing we do is saute some chopped onions in butter until they start to brown. Then we cook some lean ground beef in the same pan as the onions, seasoning it with some salt and pepper, breaking it up as it cooks. Once the meat is browned, we add in a jar of beef gravy and let that simmer. This gets spooned into a casserole dish, and we top it with some mashed potatoes that we mix with a bit of shredded cheddar. As for the potatoes, these can be homemade, leftover, or even easier, the refrigerated kind that we find in our dairy aisle. Now we'll pop it in the oven for about 15 minutes. And when the top is golden and the filling is piping hot, it's done. I know you're thinking, how could something so easy look so good? This is the kind of meal you want to have ready when the weather gets a bit cooler and you start craving something warm and comforting. To get the recipe for what we call our easy cheesy cottage pie, all you have to do is visit our website. I'm Howard in the Mr. Food Test Kitchen, where today we found a supermarket shortcut way for you to say, ooh, it's so good.
Howard, thank you. There's more to come on News 3 Now at noon. Up next, a partly cloudy and chilly start to your Monday. So what's in store for the rest of the week? Meteorologist Hattie McLean will let us know ahead in your first warn forecast.
That old bath, the outdated colors, or climbing over the tub side, Mad City Baths can help. Our walk-in showers have a low threshold entrance with premium wall patterns like Canyon Rock, Sierra Sand, and more, installed in as little as 1 day. And our walk-in tubs offer safety and peace of mind.
Sit down, close the door, lock the door, and I'm fine. I'm safe and I'm happy because I know I'm not going to fall.
Here's another reason to call. 20 homeowners will get special savings on a new bath or shower. Final days for 75% off labor with 60 months no interest plus a bonus $100 Walmart gift card with purchase. We'll take before and after photos and compensate you for your time. Call during this program for a $50 Amazon gift card with your free in-home estimate. Call 608-729-4466 Mad City Baths.
Election season is here. Remember, who you vote for is secret, but whether you vote is public information. Your friends, family, and neighbors can look up your voting record. This year, whether by mail, early, or on November 3rd, be sure to make a plan to vote. And after the election, your voting record will be updated based on your participation on November 3rd. So vote on or by November 3rd.
I'm Joe Biden, and I approve this message.
4 years ago, Donald Trump asked Black America a simple question.
What do you have to lose?
Since then, we've seen a rise in racial violence and white supremacy, an increase in poverty while giving tax cuts to the rich. 200,000 dead from COVID. 1 in 5 are Black. We've lost our jobs, our businesses, our dignity, and even our lives. And he dares to ask,
what the hell do you have to lose?
Damn near everything.
Hi, folks. Tuesday morning is looking like another cold one. Hattie will have what we need to know in her forecast.
And 1 week from Election Day, post office officials are working to show the public that they can be trusted with a historic number of absentee ballots.
See you Tuesday. At CBS News, true journalism listens to all voices and leaves the decisions to you. CBS News, America decides.
The Farm Report is sponsored by Blaine's Farm and Fleet.
Let's check in now for the Farm Report with Pam Yankee. Happy Monday to you.
Yeah, it is a happy Monday. We've got our Packer victory under our belt, and I'll take that. Now, if we can just try to dissipate a little of this precipitation around the state, it'll be even a better day. We will find out later this afternoon what's going on as far as our latest crop progress report. Most everybody is estimating that we probably have about 60% of the corn that's already been harvested for grain. Of course, soybeans, we should have that pretty much wrapped up. I did have some of my radio listeners from eastern Wisconsin, northeast Wisconsin, sending me pictures of a lot of farm equipment with snow sitting on it. So the moisture situation on those plants is something we're going to have to monitor. We also got a big cattle on feed report that was out on Friday. 11.7 million head of cattle that were listed as being on the feedlots, meaning that they're kind of in the final process before going to slaughter. That is about a 4% higher number compared to a year ago. Analysts are saying that part of the reason why we saw so many animals that got moved into the feedlot scenario is because right around mid-August, they started to run out of moisture on a lot of the pasture and grazing lands that those cattle would normally have been out on. So a little bit of a trend to keep an eye on there as far as beef movement is concerned. But other than that, not a lot necessarily that pertains directly to Wisconsin. You see that corn, beans, and wheat are all lower. Wheat really taking it on the chin so far. Some of that also has to do with our export scene and what's happening around the world. Like I said, and everybody else just kind of waiting to see where the harvest stands as of this afternoon. Dairy markets are holding firm. That announcement on Friday of $500 million going to the Farmers to Families Food Box program continuing to linger in the marketplace. So we're up pretty good on fluid milk contracts. I don't think we're still as robust on December, but we are trading positive. Quiet on the forefront as far as our cheese market, though. Barrel cheese remains unchanged today at $2.45.5. 40-pound block cheese also unchanged at $2.77 1/4. AA butter to start off our work week up about a half a cent at $1.44 a pound. So like I said, still a lot of emphasis on what's going on with weather, and I'm hoping that there's drier weather ahead for everybody, Mark.
All right. Thank you, Pam. We'll find out in just a minute. First, we're going to look at Wall Street at the noon hour. The Dow Industrials down 726 points. The NASDAQ down 185. The S&P 500 down 69. Sort of like the temperatures out there, Hattie McLean. A lot of down arrows.
Yeah, but I have better news. Yankee is going to love this forecast coming up because it looks pretty quiet for the entire state. Three things that you need to know going forward, though. It's cold, and we're stuck in this cold weather pattern for a couple of days. Today, temperatures are running about 15 to 20 degrees below normal for this time of the year. So we are getting into late October. We still should see highs in the mid-50s. It is going to be dry, though. No storm systems headed our way for the next several days. And as we look towards the rest of the week, we have lots of sunshine in the forecast, especially starting tomorrow, and temperatures are going to gradually warm as well. So here's a look at our high temperature trend, just to give you something to hang on to. We are in the 30s today and tomorrow, so a couple of chilly days ahead, getting into the 40s then on Wednesday, and by Saturday, we're back into the low 50s. This is pretty typical for this time of the year. We should be hitting highs in the lower 50s. Now let's take a look at some of those snow accumulations this morning. Some light snow pushing through the area. Picked up 1.2 inches, about an inch in Green Lake, just under ½ an inch in Beaver Dam and Janesville, and here in Madison, about 1/4 of an inch of snow. So not a lot. We definitely didn't need to shovel anything, but we did see those snowflakes flying this morning. No snow left across the Badger State right now. In fact, we'll zoom it out so you can see that things are much quieter across Minnesota and Iowa and the North Woods. So it looks like we are quieting down, our weather pattern settling down as well. It is pretty chilly. Take a look at these noontime temperatures. Parts of Minnesota still in the teens right now. Morris, Minnesota, 19, 28 in Minneapolis, just 30 in Eau Claire. Madison, we're a little bit warmer, but not much. Temperatures are still holding in the low 30s right now across southern Wisconsin. We do have a wind today. It's not terribly strong, but take a look at the direction. Those winds are from the northwest, so they are pulling from that colder air mass. So really not going to see a big warm up through the day today. In fact, take a closer look at southern Wisconsin, and here's what you can expect as far as wind chills this afternoon. Been a few months since we've talked about wind chills. Wind chills will make it feel like it's in the upper 20s to right around 30 degrees. If we're headed outside this afternoon, they'll stay in the 20s then through the rest of the evening. So you got to bundle up. Definitely want that winter gear today. Here's a look at your future track forecast model. We do have a little bit of clearing taking place, especially north and west of Madison. You have the best chance to see a little bit of sunshine this afternoon. It'll help, but not a lot. Here's a look at high temperatures across the area today, just in the low to mid 30s, pretty close to where we are. As we head into the overnight hours, partly cloudy skies, even into tomorrow morning, means we're going to start in the 20s tomorrow. Here's a look at that extended forecast. We have temperatures that will warm. We're talking 40s as we head into Wednesday. But look at that dry stretch of weather. No storm systems headed our way, Mark, for the next 10 days. So a lot of sunshine in the forecast, which is good news. We'll dry out as well, and temperatures will get back to normal.
Maybe get some yard work done on next weekend.
I think so, yeah, and it'll warm up a little bit for Halloween, which is good news, too.
It is. All right, Eddie, thank you. Ahead on News 3 Now at noon, Linda Barch from the Bruce Company is taking your plant and garden questions. The number to call, 270-9933. We'll get to your calls right after this.
News 3 Now First Warn Weather is brought to you by Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor.
Discover a shopping and design experience as comfortable as the furniture. Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor. Schedule your free design consultation today.
If you elect me, your taxes are going to be raised, not cut.
What does that mean for you? Household incomes down $6,500 a year. Higher gas prices at the pump and utility bills at home.
And here's how it works. I'm going to raise taxes.
Small businesses pay more. 5 million jobs lost.
You're going to get a tax raise.
An economy in ruins. That's what Joe Biden's tax increase means for you.
I'm Donald J. Trump, and I approve this message.
Be one of 20 homeowners who receive special savings on a gorgeous new bath or shower. Zip code and location are important. Now's the time to call. Upgrade your bathroom with a new tub-to-shower conversion. Add shelves, grab bars, and a safety seat. And doesn't this look relaxing? Our walk-in tubs offer easy access and hydrotherapy massage. Don't wait to call. Final days for 20 homeowners who need a new bath or shower to save with 75% off labor, plus 60 months no interest, and a bonus $100 Walmart gift card with purchase. Remember, we'll compensate you for your time. Last chance to call during this program for the $50 Amazon gift card with your free in-home estimate. Throughout Madison and South Central Wisconsin, have your zip code and location ready to qualify. Dial 608-729-4466. That's 608-729-4466.
Democrats enabled riots across America, even in small towns.
So we just have officers that can only monitor it. They can't do anything about it, but officers can do to get
out of here, okay?
Ma'am, are they actually sitting on or standing in your car right now?
My car. And I got a little girl in the car crying. Are you kidding me? This is insane.
Let the police do their jobs. On November 3rd, vote Trump. Restoration PAC is responsible for the content of this advertising.
Attention, fellow seniors. This election will determine your Medicare benefits. Under President Trump, Medicare premiums in Wisconsin have gone down 21%. But with the Biden-Harris health care plan, Medicare will change. Private insurance eliminated. Hospitals closed. You could even lose your doctor. Protect your Medicare coverage. Vote for President Trump. Learn more at seniorsbeware.com.
I'm Donald Trump, and I approve this message.
Linda Barch from the Bruce Company is taking your plant and garden questions at 270-9933. Hello, Linda.
Hi, Mark.
How are you?
I'm good, enjoying the sunshine.
Yes, absolutely. Not the snow. Oh, you like snow, so I guess in time. Let's get to the calls. We'll start with Mary Joan from Madison. Hi, Mary Joan. What's your question?
I have white stuff, pure white, on top of the soil in my house plants, and I'm wondering what this is.
it's a buildup of salts from the water that you're doing, because when you water the plant, typically you have a saucer, the net water is reabsorbed, and the salt sits at the top. So you can take a spoon and scrape that off, actually, or if you don't like to do that, some people just periodically to take the container of the plant is in and water it very thoroughly and let that water drain through. That will flush the salts out.
Okay. Let's go to Sue now in Verona. Hi, Sue. What's your question?
Hi. I have an amaryllis, and I've had it it's going on 3 years, and I put it outside this summer, and it grew like unbelievable. So there's a lot of other leaves budding out of the main bulb. Can I get it to flower again?
Oh, that sounds really good. You've just rebuilt that bulb. Now you have to let that rest. So hopefully you've dug that up, clean off the soil from the roots, cut the tops back, and then let it rest for 6-8 weeks, and then repot it in fresh potting soil in not too big of a pot, about 1 inch on either side, and leave the top 2 inches exposed, and you should have a nice flower.
But there's all kinds of pieces coming out the side. Do I take those off too?
Oh, those are little babies. Yeah, if you're trying to get the biggest possible flower, then you eliminate those, because otherwise those are trying to develop into new plants.
Okay. Yeah, okay.
All right, thanks for the call.
Thank you.
Let's go to Rita now in Madison. Hi, Rita. What's your question?
Hi, Mark and Linda.
Hi.
I have a shamrock plant, and I just love it. But it's quit blooming now, and I want to save it over the winter. What do I do?
Well, I've heard different things about shamrocks. Typically what you should do is, that's another plant that you let rest. You stop watering it and put it in a cool room, and then you, as soon as you start to see a little bit of growth again, or sometimes people wait a couple of months and then start it when they get closer to spring, and start watering it again, and then it regrows and will flower for you. But you will have to fertilize at that point.
Okay.
Great.
Thanks for calling. Let's go to Bonnie in Stoughton. Hi, Bonnie. What's your question?
Hi. We brought house plants in from outside, and now we've got gnats. Is there a spray we can use?
Gnats. Well, maybe it might be that the soil was too moist, and you can use a soil soap drench, but you have to be careful. Some plants don't like that. They don't like that
what?
soil.
I didn't hear you.
What I would suggest is let the soil get very dry inside. Those gnats are blooming because the soil is moist, and you brought it inside, so it'll easily dry out quickly, and then the gnats should disappear or dissipate.
Okay. Let's go to Sue in Mauston. Hi, Sue. What's your question? Sue, go ahead.
Hi. I'm trying to find out. I have some plants that we planted this spring, and my sister came up and told me that they're a snowball, she called them, and said that those are to be cut down.
Oh, okay. It sounds like a hydrangea. A lot of people call Annabelle hydrangea snowball. But the trick is that there's so many new hydrangeas, some of them you don't prune back in the fall. Like there's a whole group of macrophyllus that they actually flower on old wood if we don't have too hard of a winter. And so those you don't prune back to the ground.
Okay, depends on what kind it is. All right, yeah. We're out of time. Linda, thank you. Thank you, everyone, for calling in. We'll see you next time. Here's Hattie, one final check of the forecast.
And here's a live look from our Edgewater Sky Camera looking out over Lake Mendota and downtown Madison. Pretty cloudy across the area right now. Skies are expected to begin to clear out, though, especially to the north and west. Here's a look at Weather Track showing you exactly where those clouds are starting to break up near the Dells and Camp Douglas. You may be seeing a little bit of sunshine right now. That sunshine will help, but it's going to be a chilly day today with highs only in the middle 30s. We are quickly dropping back into the 20s this evening. We are expected to get a little warmer, though, as we go through the week.
All right, that looks good. Thanks for watching. We'll see you back here at 4.